Hello students, welcome to the next lecture of the averages. In this lecture, we'll study about the average deviations or mean deviations. So let's see what we mean by the average deviation. Basically, average deviation, it is the mean of the absolute values of the deviations of a given set of numbers from the arithmetic mean. So by the formula, you can see that the mean deviation is basically the deviation from the values and from the mean, and this is the actually average, another average. So let us consider that the values are x1, x2, x3 and so on till xn be the set of numbers with their frequencies f1, f2, f3 and fn respectively. So the arithmetic mean will be given by the mean deviation will be given by, let's consider that the arithmetic mean is given by x bar of these numbers. Then the mean deviation will be equal to sigma f multiplied by mod of xi minus x bar whole divided by sigma of fi. So this sigma of fi can also be changed to the capital of N, that is number of all items. So let us see an example on this. Find the mean deviation of the following frequency distributions where the classes are given and frequencies are given. So the classes are given from 0 to 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, 18 to 24, 24 to 30, and their frequencies are given. So let's calculate. First, let us take a look on the formula. What we require? We require the mean of the values. Then we require the deviation from the values to the mean, that is xi minus x bar. Then we need the product of this deviation with the frequencies, with the respective frequencies, and we need the sum of all these, that means sigma, and we need the sum of all the frequencies. So we need to construct all these columns. Let's see the solution. The first column is for the class, second is for the mid value, next is for the frequency. Then we will calculate this d, right? D is equal to x minus a. This is the deviation. Then fd, this is the product. X minus 14 mod. What is 14 here? 14 basically is the mean of all the values. So we need to calculate the mean first. Then we'll do this, we'll have the calculation of this column x minus 14. And finally, the product with the mean deviation. So now let us start. Let us consider and assume mean a is equal to 15. So let me explain how we have got this assume mean. If we'll see the classes are from the lowest limit of the class is from 0 and the highest limit of the class is 30. So normally for the assumed mean we will take the mid value of this. So in this case we will take the mid value as 15. So the assumed mean has been taken as 15. Now let's see the table. We will calculate the mid values of the class. So the mid value of the first class 0 to 6 is 3. The frequency is given 8. The deviation x minus a. So the x for the first class is 3. A is 15. That is 3 minus 15 is minus of 12. Then we'll have the product of this f dot d, that is for the first class 8 into minus of 12. This is minus of 96. We'll not look at further columns till now. Using these things, we'll have let's say for the second class, the mid value of the second class is 9. The frequency is 10, and d, that is x minus a, which is 9 minus 15 is minus of 6. Then we'll have the f dot d. So f is 10 and d is minus 6 in this case. This is minus of 60. So in this way we'll construct all the columns till fd. Then we'll have the sigma of two columns. One for the fd column, this is minus of 42, and one for the f column, this is of 44. So why we are doing this? Because we need to calculate the mean first. So first we'll calculate mean, then we'll calculate the mean deviation. So let's see how the mean is being calculated. If you remember the formula for the mean, so this is a plus sigma fd upon sigma of f. In our case a is 15. Sigma of fd comes to be, this is in mod, that is sigma of fd is minus of 42. So this is minus of 42 divided by sigma of f, which is 44. So the resultant is nearly 14. So this is the mean of the given values. Now comes to this column. here we have used 14, so this is x minus x bar. We had calculated mean as 14, so this is x minus x bar for all the classes. So let's say for the first class x is 3, the mean we had calculated is 14, so x, that is 3 minus 14, will give you minus of 11, but we'll have to write this into the mod, so this will be a positive value 11. In the same way, we'll calculate for the second class. The x is 9, the mean is 14, so 9 minus 14, this is minus of 5. Again, this is in mod, we'll have a positive value 5. So in this way, we calculate the second last column. Let's calculate the last column, which is f dot mod of x minus 14. So this will be multiplied with the frequency. Let's say for the first class, f is 8 and the mod x minus 14 is 11, so this will be 8 11, 8 into 11, this is 88. Now we'll have the sum of this sigma, that is 278. So we have all the values. Let's put all the values into the formula for the average deviation. So this is equal to 278 divided by sigma of frequency, that is 44, comes to the 6.3. So this is the mean deviation, how we can calculate the mean deviation. Please perform the questions onto your copy and then try to solve these questions, and once you are able to solve these questions, it's very good. Otherwise, if you have any confusion, so please feel free to ask. Now let's talk about the standard deviation. So standard deviation is defined as the square root of the means of the squares of the deviation from the arithmetic mean. So standard deviation, we have the sigma as the symbol for the standard deviation. So this is the formula for the standard deviation. Square root of sigma of f dot x minus x bar whole square divided by sigma of f. So here two things are to be noted. One, the square of the standard deviation sigma square is called as the variance, and sigma square, that is the variance, is also known as the second moment about the mean and is denoted by the mu, right? So this is the moment. So this is the second moment about the mean. Now let's talk about the shortcut method of the standard deviation. What will be the shortcut method of the standard deviation? So if we focus, this is the shortcut method of the standard deviation, where we'll be using the sigma is equal to under root of sigma of f d square divided by capital N. So this is capital N, can also be written as sigma of f frequency, sum of all frequencies, then minus whole square of sigma of fd upon N. So this is the shortcut method for the standard deviation. We can use any of the methods. So now coefficient of variation is given by sigma upon mean, so and multiplied by 100. So this is the coefficient of variation. So these are the formulas for the standard deviation and for the coefficient of variation. So now let's see an example on calculation of standard deviation. So this is the example where we have the discrete series. The question says calculate the mean and standard deviation for the following data, where the size of item has been given and its frequencies have been given. So let us start, construct the table. We need to focus that what columns we need to construct here. So let's see the table. We have a column for X, the items. We have a column F for frequencies. Then we'll have a column for D, which will give us the deviation. Then we'll have the column F dot D according to the formula. If you'll see, we need F dot D, and then we have F dot D square. So again, we have we require F dot D square according to the shortcut method of the standard deviation. So let us start. We have taken the assumed mean as 9. Again, let me remind you how we used to find the assumed mean. As in our case, the values are in between 6 and 12. So the mid value of 6 and 12 is obviously 9. So we have taken assumed mean as 9. So let's talk about the first column. X is 6 and F is 3. So D will be X minus A. So that is 6 minus 9. This is minus of 3. FD will be F is 3, D is minus 3. So this will be minus of 9. FD square. So we need to have D square first. D square minus 3 into minus 3 will be a 9, and multiplied by F. 9 into 3 will give you a 27. In the same way, we can calculate and we can construct the whole table for all the classes. Finally, sigma. So for what values we need to find out the sigma? For the frequency, sigma f. For sigma fd and sigma fd square. So we need to find out these values. Now let's have the mean. Mean can be calculated as equal to a plus sigma of fd upon sigma of f. This is 9, and we can calculate the standard deviation. So we will be using the shortcut method of the standard deviation, under root sigma fd square upon sigma f minus sigma fd upon sigma f whole square. So we'll substitute the values. If you remember that fd, what is sigma fd? That was 0. So the second part will comes to the 0. Sigma of fd square is 124. So this is 124 upon sigma of f is 48. So we'll take sigma 124 upon 48 under root. So this comes about to 1.6. So please take a deep look into the question and its solution. Try to solve the question on your copy and then discuss. If you have any queries, any problems, feel free to ask. Let's see another example on calculation of the standard deviation, where the series is grouped series, classful series. So here we have the classes 60 to 62, 63 to 65 and so on, and we have the frequencies. So let's see what are the values we need to, what are the columns we need to construct. Okay, whenever the classes are given, we need to find out the mid values of the classes, and that are considered as x values. So let's say for the first class 60 to 62, the mid value will be 61, that will behave as x for the first class. So we'll calculate the mid values of all the classes. So now this is for the first class, frequency is 5, x is 61. Now we'll calculate d. For d we need assume mean. Again, assume mean we can calculate from the group data. We can see the lowest limit of the class, lowest value is 60 and the highest value is 74. So the mid value comes to be 67. So you can also directly identify it from the center class 66 and 68. The mid value of this class is 67. So the assume mean preferably is 67. So by using this assume mean, we'll calculate the column D, then f dot D, and then f dot D square. And similarly, we'll need the sigma of the three columns, sigma of f, sigma of fd, and sigma of fd square, because these three values are required into the formula of standard deviation shortcut method. So this is the formula. Now just by substituting the values and calculating, we can have the standard deviation. This is 2.9202. So there is another question has been given. You can pause the video, take a look, and try to solve this question by your own, and then verify your answer with the given answer. Anywhere you can pause the video, can go back, can reverse the video, replay the video, and for any queries and confusions, you can comment and you can ask.